In front of us is a gateway, and it leads to a village. According to the traditions of the Hani people, a village must at least have one of these gateways, and 24 people to officially become a village. This is what we're about to enter. There's a village down the hillside, and oh boy, was this road steep. So you ought to be careful, especially the cameraman. This place is actually the steepest road that I ever go on. Maybe not as steep as last one, where I actually go to a field where the road has some meters of dirt. Not even any stone, which just make it 100 times more terrifying. But here you can see at least you have some support from these stones. So you ought to be careful. Entering this village, let's see what's inside. But wait a second, why am I climbing back on? Now I'm gonna face the steepness one more again. Dump me. Never think of what I'm gonna do after something. So, now we're approaching these big hills. They're not just any normal ones. They plant weeds, but not just normal kind of weeds. They have different sections. Some of these fields can have sections that are even higher than 3,000 sections. Very, very impressive. These hills can extend as far as an eye can see. None of these are man-made. In a village, a long time ago. Very impressive. The museum should have hired them to make some models of these, since they're so familiar with these. And plus we see some religious houses, since we see one of these in the museum, but they're not real, alright? So, you can see that there's mud bricks over there, built into houses, and hay bales for roofs, and small wooden windows and doors. This is a tradition of the Han people, known for their mushroom-like houses. Yes, mark my words, they look like mushrooms, since they have large hay bale buildings. The whiter ones are the oldest one of these, and the yellow ones are added later after made out of yellow concrete, while the mud bricks one has stayed for a long time. The Han has created their own customs using tree branches such as these. These one of the tradition customs the Han people use to store things in them, whereas garbage bins. And plus, you can see that this tree is kind of weird. It has been living for hundreds of years, and look what it had developed its style. Curling round, it looks rather than a bunch of squid tentacles than a tree. That is crazy. People are making gonna kill that pig. The pig knows that if it draws down by the mountain, it's gonna be dead. So it's just not gonna get down there. You can see that over there. It's a rooster, a full-grown rooster, that is, and it's standing on one feet. This is called Jing Ji Li. And no boy, was it cool. I heard that roosters like to take this stand on some kind of high place and then pause down to find stuff to eat. Over here is a very steep passway. You gotta be careful here. You don't want to trip down. It's very high, you know. And plus, more roosters. And even more roosters. Oh boy, this is Rooster Island, isn't it, though? Sometimes nature can go wild, just like what's happened to these trees over there. Wonder why they're so high? They have been living for hundreds of years, and when they are living this far, they keep growing, overgrowing. Natives go and work in the fields, and they come back and get their harvest, eventually making their source of income. Interesting, for like Yorlin, the 90s, since that's exactly what's happened here. And look at these two trees, even older but lower, since they are apparently so high that they started to shrink down just because the world doesn't have enough new trends for them. This cycle chase is really interesting. Everything can happen. So, this is the full view of the village, rolling down the hills, and the full view of the fields. Even though most of the view is actually blocked by trees, but that doesn't mind us too much. And there's even some hotels over there. They have restaurants and a lot of places to relax and enjoy yourself. And it definitely comes in with $1,000, with $100, since why not?